I feel like it's generally accepted that athletes, like highly successful athletes, set really lofty goals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that to be the case? And the sense that they set goals that might even seem unachievable? Is that a common trait amongst successful athletes?
Yeah, it's also a common trait among unsuccessful athletes.
Yeah. So what's the difference?
Yeah. Anytime I start talking to somebody about goal setting, and goal setting for me is super important because that is your roadmap. That's your roadmap to where you're headed, what you're trying to accomplish. I always want to get down to what really motivates them. What is it they really want to win? If you ask an athlete at the beginning of the year, what do you want to do this year? They'll tell you 3 things. I want to climb better, sprint better, and time trial better.
Sure.
And you're like, oh, yeah,
why not?
We could make all that happen, then I would be a genius. Right?
Yeah.
Or that, if you're talking to road riders, they want to ride in the World Tour. They want to go to the Tour de France. If you're talking to guys who've won at the U23 level, junior level, U23 levels internationally, then they'll talk about not just being in the Tour de France, but winning something in the Tour de France. They want to chase something. So I think it's all a little bit relative, but I like to try to drill down to what it is that really motivates them. So yeah, hit me with the big goal, talk through it. Let me hear it. Let's put it down, but then let's scoot it to the side and then really start drilling down into what motivates you. What is it you really want to win? And then that's where we start. But if they say they want to be in Tour de France, I'm like, okay, look, let's look at your progression year over year. You've grown basically 3% for the last 4 years in a power profile. And just take FTP as a sort of an example. For you to be a Tour de France competitor, to make a team, you have to get to here. If you grow 3% year over year for the next 5 years, are you now at that level, or are you still underneath that level? If you're at that level, then I'm like, yeah, it's entirely possible, but you have to continue to progress and grow. And if that's the case, then we can talk about the Tour de France 5 years from now. If you're not at that level, then I'll say for you to get to that level in the next 5 years, you're probably going to have to progress 4% year over year. And now let's break that down to what that takes this year. So this year you may have to go from 330 watt threshold to a 350 watt threshold. The year after that, it has to be 370. The year after that, it has to be 390. And at any point along that continuum, it starts to level out, or you hit a plateau, then we can come back and say, okay, that Tour de France goal might not be realistic for you, but you can get in the World Tour. You can make a nice living. You can, you probably can ride in a Vuelta, or you can ride in a Giro, or you can ride in other races, etc. But we're changing the goal now, and we'll keep that in the back of your mind.
Do you typically?
That's how I look at it.
So it's like a data-based approach, looking at where they've come from, rather than just pure moonshots and then trying to go from there. You have to look at where you've come from as well, right?
Yep.
Have you had situations with athletes where they didn't set lofty goals? You had to light a fire under them?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah. I mean, some athletes are afraid to say it, right? Mm-hmm. They may, in their mind, know what they want to do, but they're just afraid to say it. And that's the same situation, though. You have to get it out of them, and you have to get them to say it. Business, people always talk about what's the saying? Under promise, over deliver.
Yep.
Sport is not that way. Sport, if you don't say it, it won't happen. So you have to say the goal. You have to write it down. You have to commit to it. If you believe in it, you dream it, you want it, then you have to say it. If they can't say it, then they probably can't get there. So the same thing with the lofty goals or the moonshot goals. And the athlete that won't say something, I'll still get them to say it, and then we can leave it alone and go about what it's going to take to get there.
Do you typically try to steer these successful athletes away from results-based goals, race results-based goals, and towards something else? Or do you think that those are fine as well?
I like results. At the end of the day, at least at this elite level, it is about winning and losing. It doesn't mean that if you get second, that you lost. You can have a phenomenal performance and get second, and just because you ran into a buzzsaw, somebody with super form, you can't get past them. That doesn't mean you had a bad day. It's just like, well, look, you have to respect that they also work super hard and they also have these same type of goals. And that's why we compete. So I am fair, like defining what a performance is or what success is, and acknowledging that it's not always winning and losing, and winning is in first place and losing is in second place. If it's a good performance, I'll say it's a good performance. If it's not a good performance, I won't say it's a good performance. You can win a race, and if you tactically went about it poorly, I will still criticize the race. Vice versa, you can ride a perfect tactical race, get second, and I'll be like, hey, that's a great race. There's no shame in what you just did.
Yeah. So it's being objective about the performance itself rather than just the goal. There's more to learn from a goal being set and a goal being achieved or not than just simply whether it was achieved or not. Yeah.
And, just like you meet people who want to win everything, right? And they're unhappy if they win. And I'm just like, that's just banter. At the end of the day, it's, I mean, this is the most humbling sport in the world. You literally train 50 weeks for 2 good weeks that are phenomenal. You win 3 races a year and you're like, that was a good year. Right. So it's like, it's inconceivable to think you're going to win every race. So you have to say, okay, on this day, this is the best race we can do. And if 8's the best we can do, then that's a good race. But there's going to be a time when first is the best we can do, and not getting first is a bad race. So it's all in perspective and where you're at and what you're trying to accomplish. If you want to win an Olympic medal, you can't also set a goal of being a world champion 6 weeks before that or 4 weeks before that, because the form isn't going to line up for the second goal. So you have to be realistic. Like, if that's the thing I want, that's what motivates me, I'm willing to sacrifice everything else for that, including a world championship that's 4 or 6 weeks before. And 4th place at that world championship might signal you're on track for that ultimate goal. And that's not failing. That's just the goal you set.
It is a unique sport in that regard, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Even at the amateur level, the same thing is just faced on a different scale for all of us as well. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you tell me you want to be consistent, I'm like, okay, that's a great goal. If you're consistently 5th place, and let's just take non-bike racing, for example, you're 5th place behind Keegan, Blevins, Riley, maybe Luke, Cole, Stephen DeBouse, guys like this. If you're always 5th place amongst that group, that's actually really, really good. You're a very good bike racer. And that's a great goal. Those are great performances. You didn't win, but nonetheless, they're great performances. So for me, that's where goal setting has to be really clear on what you're trying to accomplish. Because you can't come to me after you didn't win that world championship 4 or 6 weeks before the Olympics and say, well, I'm disappointed with my worlds. I'm like, well, if we go back to the goals were the Olympics, not the worlds.
Right. Exactly.
And I think that the same thing happens with anybody that coaches anybody at any level. You have to have the few things that you're going to try to accomplish. And then there are things you have to give up to accomplish those. And if you give up something to accomplish something that you felt was important, then you can't come back to the things that you gave up and said, yeah, but I wasn't very good here. And it's like, well, yeah, of course not. I mean, that wasn't what we were trying to do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You can't let we talk a lot about race prioritization, right? And not letting a B become an A C become a B, that sort of a thing. Certainly not a C become an A.
Yes.
You have to stay focused.
If you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up.
If you didn't like this video, you can give it a thumbs down, but let us know what you would have done differently in the comments below.
If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to become a faster cyclist, check out TrainerRoad.com.
Do it.